Have you ever wondered what the star ratings represent whenever you book a hotel? If you say how luxurious a hotel is, that's partially correct depending on what system you are looking at. Believe it or not, there's no international standard for hotel ratings. There had been attempts, but none had ever succeeded. As a result, there is a disparity of standards across the board where every country has their own accreditation standard. This means a 3-star hotel in the US is not the same as a 3-star hotel in Vietnam. In the US, the first hotel rating system was introduced by mobile travel guides, which became the now popular Forbes Travel Guide in 1958. It rates hotels from 1 star to 5 stars. The American Automobile Association, famously known as AAA, also came up with a similar system, but instead of a star rating, they use a 1 to 5 diamond scale. In some countries, like in the Philippines, the government is responsible for the accreditation. In fact, in India, the government would go into fine details such as the number of hooks in the bathroom in order to qualify for the 5-star rating. In Europe, there are private groups that have created a unified regional standard with more than a dozen European countries signed on board as of 2017. To make it more complicated, popular online booking sites like Expedia and Hotels.com each have their own 5-star rating scheme. Expedia, for example, takes into account the number of amenities, media reviews, customer experience, and professional benchmarks. There are hotels that would even assign itself a certain rating because a guest wouldn't know the difference between the awarded rating and self-given. That is why sometimes you would see hotels that would give itself above a 5-star rating, but there are usually for promotional reasons and are always meaningless. At the end of the day, there are commonly agreed on rating standards, like comfort, amenities, location, and services. However, when you get to the specifics on said standards, it gets very subjective. For example, this is a standard room in a 2-diamond hotel and a 3-star on Hotels.com in San Francisco. But based on the user ratings on Hotels.com, it has a rating of 4.3. Why the disparity? The truth of the matter is that the traditional rating is somewhat obsolete because it often awards points for things that most guests don't care about, like shoe polish utensils, and ignores points for things that a common guest would like, such as high-speed internet. Going back to the hotel in San Francisco. This hotel has free Wi-Fi and awards the guests a $5 coupon to a nice restaurant across the street if they don't feel the need to exchange their towels, which is part of a water conservation effort. Let's compare that to a 4-star hotel in downtown San Francisco. This hotel doesn't have a water conservation reward system and it charges for Wi-Fi. The rating agency might defend the hotel's rating by saying that they provide room service that the other hotel doesn't. So, in other words, charging $5 for a glass of orange juice earns them a higher star? Of course, I'm really oversimplifying the comparison. I haven't mentioned the location, the valet parking, the long history of the hotel, etc. What I'm trying to show is not only how subjective the rating system can be, but also how outdated it is. Is there still a place for the traditional rating system? Yes, of course. There should always be minimum standard for safety and comfort. But if the rating agency wants to stay relevant, they need to revise the grading criteria by removing things that are completely irrelevant to an average guest, like sewing kits, and take a look at what an average hotel guest looks for when they book for a 3-star hotel.